Hello, my name is Rafael Antonio Santos Rivas. I'm going to talk about my personal definitions of language, language learning, and language teaching. Um, to begin with, I want to talk about a little bit, present the dictionary definition of language. From all of the definitions that we can find on the internet, I think the one that I like the most is the one that is shown here. Language is a systematic means of communicating ideas or feelings by the use of conventionalized signs, sounds, gestures, or marks having understood meanings. Some words that I like from the word that I like the most about this definition is conventionalized. I understand that this means like there must be a common understanding and agreement on the meaning of these signs and what do they represent when being shared. Um, Another thing that I like about this definition is that it's not only sounds that includes language, but also gestures. You know very well that this language not only spoken, written, but also uh, like a body language can be important. There are also many definitions that are applied by linguists, and the ones that I like the most is this one proposed by David Noonan, where he says that language as a tool for communication. Pretty much that's what we do with language. We communicate, we share information, and it is just one of the ways that we can use to communicate. Now, learning language, I think that I would like to make mostly like a comparison between two concepts, though it is not particularly needed for this activity or required. But I think that it would be good to study these two concepts, language learning and language acquisition. I understand that we learn a language in a structured way, being this a classroom a, or you can even learn it online. Uh, Again, in a structured manner, step by step. But then we acquire the language in different ways. You can acquire the language in a natural way, like everybody does, like babies. When they are exposed to parents speaking to them or their surrounding people talking to them, they acquire the language. Also, I will imagine, think of immigrants when they move to another country where they need to, where they are exposed to a new language and they acquire it, not particularly because they sign up for in an academy or they have lessons, but by daily interactions, they acquire target language. Stephen Krashen mentions that language acquisition does not require extensive use of conscious grammatical rules and does not require studious drill. I think this also marks the definition, the difference between language acquisition and language learning. When we are learning the language, we normally do this part. We learn grammatical rules, we do different exercises, and that's how we learn the language. But acquiring the language does not require that. Now, teaching a language. I think that teaching a language goes hand to hand with learning a language. When we teach a language, we also think of a structure, or we have a clear goal in mind, and we go and we have different steps and different stages to take students to reach our desired goal as teachers. Now, for this presentation, these are the references of the websites that I use. Thank you very much.